For several months now, we've come across reports of a slim version of the Z Fold 6 launching this year in select markets. Over the past month, we've learned that this new foldable won't be much slimmer than the Z Fold 6. Meanwhile, reliable leaker Even Blass yesterday revealed that the smartphone could be marketed as the Z Fold Special Edition, while also giving us a decent idea about its dimensions. Evleaks has since dropped another piece of info about this upcoming foldable, something that would undoubtedly upset owners of the Galaxy Z Fold 6. If you don't know, Even Blass tends to be on point with a lot of these things. So if he says it's named the Z Fold 6 Special Edition, that's probably what it'll be called. Before you get very enthusiastic, the gadget you're looking at right now is the Samsung Galaxy W24 line of devices, almost at W24. Of course, there are folds and flips. These gadgets differ slightly from the standard Z Fold and Z Flip. However, they are typically only available in certain locations, such as China. They make a few little adjustments to them, nothing too drastic. You may see some material changes, and that's it. And this Z Fold 6 Special Edition will be pretty comparable to the Doi series in that sense, most likely only releasing in South Korea and China. Nonetheless, let us get into some of the facts. So the size of the screens, appears to be the most important factor that makes this remarkable edition remarkable. This device's thickness, or thinness, depends on how you look at it. Even Blass did not just tweet this, but they also tweeted this, displaying 4.9mm and 10.6mm. I believe the general agreement here is that they are discussing the thickness of this device both unfolded and folded. So 4.9mm and 10.6mm, if that's the case, it takes this special edition very close to the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, making it quite a bit thinner than the normal Z Fold 6. The normal Z Fold 6 is 5.6mm when open and 12.1mm when closed, so that would be a very significant reduction in thickness. The Pixel 9 Pro Fold is 5.1mm and 10.5mm when closed, meaning it will be thinner than the Pixel 9 Pro Fold when opened and practically the same thickness when closed. That's 0.1mm, which is similar to the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. But there are other size adjustments. They also posted this image, which I believe shows the screen sizes: 6.5 inches and 8 inches for the inner screen. The current Z Fold has a 6.3-inch cover panel and a 7.6-inch inside display, so this item is going to be very significantly larger. And strangely, the 8.0-inch inner screen is once again precisely in line with the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, which does have an 8-inch inner screen. Now it does have a 6.3-inch cover display, largely because of the shape, or should I say the radius of the curves of that cover display, which does kind of destroy part of that diagonal size. However, the dimensions are pretty comparable to the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. Aside from that, there isn't much else about this device that feels like a really special addition to me. We've heard reports that the under-display camera might see a slight upgrade from a 4-megapixel sensor to a 5-megapixel sensor. Personally, I still believe that under-display cameras aren't really worth having. I don't think they look all that fantastic, and the photographs they shoot are also not that amazing, but that's just my own opinion. However, a minor upgrade could occur. We've also heard that the backplate may incorporate titanium to give it a more premium feel. Just a nicer substance on the backplate, that's about it. We've also heard that removing the digitizer for the S Pen could be how they're getting the thickness lowered to the extent that they are. If that's the case, I'm not sure if it's a sacrifice that makes a lot of sense. It's vital to realize that this could be accurate or not. I believe that Samsung is pursuing this ultra-thin design because in China, where this device is intended for, there are some exceptional devices, such as the Honor Magic V3 and the Vivo X3 Fold, that are incredibly thin and feature exceptional camera modules. This device is simply unable to compete with these devices. While posting a tongue-in-cheek reply to a user, Evleaks hinted on X that the Z Fold Special Edition could boast a 200 megapixels primary camera with 2x optical zoom. This, as Sam Mobile speculates, could be the same ISOCELL HP3 sensor from Samsung's early 2024 flagship, the S24 Ultra. The only mystery right now is the smartphone's telephoto camera, with a previous leak revealing that it will retain the 12 megapixels ultra-wide camera on the back and the 10 megapixels front camera on the cover display, while including an upgraded 5 megapixels selfie camera for the inner display, as compared to the Z Fold 6 4 megapixels unit. Details on the special edition foldable telephoto camera are still under wraps, though it shouldn't be long until those details are available in the public domain. With Blast Revelation now suggesting the inclusion of a 200 megapixels main camera, the Z Fold Special Edition could be better equipped in the hardware department than its recently refreshed sibling. This will understandably lead to frustration among Z Fold 6 buyers, particularly in the US, a point that EvLeaks touched on in a previous tweet, deeming the upcoming foldable a handset superior in nearly every category. I wonder how they intend to compete against these other devices. As I've already indicated in previous videos, I just think that this may be the incorrect kind of approach anyway. Going extremely thin while consumers are asking for better camera technology and lower prices doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense to me. Stop focusing on special editions in China and instead go after the FE version. Give us the FE version. If the price is cheaper, we can definitely stomach the camera hardware that we already have. If you want a more expensive version, it simply needs to be the regular model. But that's just my opinion. I know these other markets are huge. And it appears that in the Chinese market, thinness is very fundamental in terms of relevance. However, if you just provide them the thinness and don't compete with that camera gear, I'm not sure if you've done enough there either. Samsung appears to be in a peculiar predicament. At any rate, that appears to be what we know about this item potentially releasing as early as the end of this year. Again, in South Korea and China, if you are in other regions, the normal Z Fold 6 is going to be the way to go for you. It's probably going to be even cheaper than what this thing is going to run for, and I don't really see, other than the thickness being reduced, a great reason to go for this version instead of the Z Fold 6 that we already have. Maybe you truly want that extra large screen, but in that case, I would recommend that you look into the Pixel Gadget, which appears to be pretty comparable. The foldable is also expected to pack larger screens than the Z Fold 6, while its availability could be limited to markets like South Korea and China. So don't get your hopes up on finding the Z Fold Special Edition on retail shelves in the US anytime soon. Fingers crossed. So if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more exciting tech news and updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. See you tomorrow. Peace out.